Good morning, afternoon, and evening to everybody watching this now or in the future. I'm the guy who does random tier lists, and I'm here with another random tier list. Today's tier list is all first-person shooter Halo games. So basically all the Halo games, just not the kind of spin-off games. Not going to be ranking all of those because they're, kind of their own different animal. I touched on this in the video game video I did on Monday, a few days ago here now. And I think there was only a couple of these games on there. So now we're going to take a look at all the Halo games. So if you're not familiar, Halo is a first-person shooter. It's a shooter video game. It's been around since the early 2000s. I think 2001 is when the first one was released. And it's an Xbox staple. It's an Xbox exclusive. It's now on PC too, I guess, but a Microsoft exclusive. So I don't know why these are out of order, but we have Halo 1, 2, 3, Halo 3 ODST, Halo 4, Halo 5, Halo Reach, and Halo Infinite. So, starting with Halo 1. It's a good game. Halo 1 was revolutionary at the time. They did a lot of stuff in the shooter genre that games had never done before. They had vehicles, they had a bunch of different types of guns. The story was good. Like, even now, when you play through the story, it still is good. There's a lot to it. It's not just go here, kill this stuff. It's a good game. What more can you say? So that's our second highest ranking on this tier list. Sorry, I forgot to go over this. We have great, good, average, different, bad, and haven't played is our lowest one. So Halo 1 is good. It would be in great. The only thing is I don't think it's aged as well. I think it's difficult to play the original Halo now compared to some of these other games. And that's just because of time, honestly. Halo 2, I think, is a great game. Halo 2, I think, updated a lot of things from Halo 1 and made them better. It introduced Forge mode to create your own maps. And I think its campaigns is one of the best in the entire Halo series. Both of these games have been remastered, and I think the remastered versions are fantastic. I think Halo 2 is just better than Halo 1, though. I think it's just upgraded everything. Halo 1 was a start. Halo 2 was the next level. Next, we have Halo 3, which I also think is a great game. So very high marks starting off here for the Halo games. So Halo 3, I think, capitalized on a lot of things Halo 2 did right. They had a Forge mode where you could create your own games. And it was even more expansive than Halo 2's. I thought the campaign was fantastic, and it rounded out the trilogy really well. There's a lot of iconic moments from this campaign that I would replay over and over again. And even though it was just a simple story, they had replay value. There's a lot of fun to do. Both Halo 2 and 3 also had a lot of things to find in them. You could go and find certain terminals, certain skulls in the campaign. So a lot of replay value as well. I think both Halos 2 and 3 are great games. Halo 3, I'm going to put in the different section. Halo 3 was a good game in a lot of ways, but in a lot of other ways, it didn't feel like a Halo game. And that's because when you play Halo 3 ODST, you play not as a Spartan, who is the character you see in these other ones, Master Chief, a Spartan super soldier, basically. You play as a regular soldier, an ODST drop trooper. So you play as a character there, kind of a rookie, and you're with a squad who mostly is voiced by members of the Firefly cast, if anybody's seen that TV show. And it's a good game. The story is interesting, but there's also just points in the story that lag, and you don't feel as powerful in this game as the other ones. And that was the point. So I'm going to put this one in just a different section. I feel like it's kind of average, but it is very different. So Halo 4, I'm going to put in the average section. Halo 4, I think overall is an average game. I think that it was awesome to see Halo come back. Halo 4 was made a long time after the other ones, after the original 3 trilogy anyway. And it was great to see the Master Chief return and the regular series return. But they just did certain things that I wasn't a huge fan of. And I thought the story, like, you were fighting enemies that I thought we had gotten over before, and it wasn't that they did a bad job of explaining it. It just fell off. It just didn't feel like up to the standard of the first 3 games. So Halo 4 is average. Halo 5 is bad. There's some stuff in Halo 5 I really like. I really like the big Warzone type game mode that they have. I like the story. I like the concept of the story that you have to hunt down Master Chief, but I just don't think it was executed well in a lot of cases. In Halo 5, you play with like a squad, so you have like 4 computers following you around and stuff. And I just feel like it's very hindering and very clunky sometimes on how that works. They introduced a lot of characters to the game that had been around in the Halo universe but had never been in the games before, other super soldiers, and that just kind of felt weird. Um, the combat was good, but it just didn't feel like Halo in some ways. So I'm gonna have to put Halo 5 in bad. Even though I do like some things about it, I think overall not a good Halo game. Halo Reach, I think, is a good Halo game. Halo Reach was probably the Halo game I played the most when I got my Xbox 360 and stuff. This was the game that was current. Halo Reach had, in my opinion, Halo 5 does have probably the best Forge mode, but it did not come at launch. It came later. And it's almost like its own thing. So Halo Reach at the time, I think, had its best Forge mode that a game had kind of like at launch when it came out. In addition to that, Halo Reach had a very good campaign. It was not set. It was a prequel, actually, to these other ones. But I still thought it was excellent. The reason it's not great for me is there was a couple combat mechanics in the game that people didn't like as much. Armor abilities, basically these power-ups you would get to like make you sprint faster or give you a shield, stuff like that. A lot of people didn't like those, me included. So that's kind of what keeps it from being great. Just a little bit nitpicky there. I think it's a good game, though. And then we have the new one. Halo Infinite has not come out yet at the time of making this video, so obviously I have not played it. Looks good. I mean, I'm excited for it. I hope it's going to be more up here like Halos 2 and 3 than down here like Halos 4 and 5. But we haven't played yet, so we're going to have to wait and see. All right. So that was pretty quick, guys, but this is the tier list for the Halo FPS games. We have Halos 2 and 3 are the top tier. Halos 1 and Reach are the second tier here. We have Halo 4's average. Halo 3 ODST is different. I guess you could put this in average if you want to get rid of the different tier. I put this in average. I just wanted to kind of separate it because it is such a different game. Halo 5 is bad, and I haven't played Halo Infinite. I know there's a demo out, but I have not played that yet. So, haven't played that. Excited for it, though. If you guys agree with my lists, if you agree with my rankings and tiers, go ahead and give me a like on this video. If you disagree, give me a dislike. And if you have a comment or something to add, feel free to let me know down below. If you've not yet subscribed, make sure you do so by pressing the subscribe button. And with that, guys, I am the guy that makes random tier lists. Signing off.